Hello and welcome everybody to episode of We Can't Figure Out a Damn Name for This Podcast.
Episode 3 of We Can't Figure a Name for This Damn Podcast.
I like it. We are pretty much live on every form of podcasting. So if you're on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Castbox, we are Jake Paul Podcast for now. That definitely will be changing.
So we started working on kind of trying to get like a format down for the show so that we're not just a roller coaster of turmoil and emotion.
Yeah. And a huge thank you to everybody out there listening to the podcast. I think we're just above 250 listens on SoundCloud alone. So really appreciate you guys listening to our crazy antics.
Yeah, definitely much appreciated.
If you do follow us on Instagram, like I said, that is Jake Paul Podcast for right now. Reach out to us. Leave us a comment. Send us a DM if you guys have any suggestions or comments.
Absolutely. So I guess we should kind of run down the format we've decided on for now. That could be subject to change in the future as well. But for now, the general idea is we're each going to bring in a couple topics each week to discuss and kind of bounce off each other, and then at the end of the show we'll be doing some would you rathers where Paul will present me with a scenario and then I will present him with one. So with all that being said, I guess we should start with one of your topics, Paul.
I like it. So kind of the first thing that I wanted to talk about today was millennials. Are we lazy, or is life just too easy?
Oh boy. You know, it's funny, like, I see stuff all the time about millennials, you know, like, on the internet, you know, there's so many people there's so many articles about millennials as a group, and...
What, on the internet?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, you know, it's where most people get their information now, which, you know, as we discussed last episode, not all information found on the internet is entirely factual, but...
I'm still shocked.
Yeah, one thing I've managed to gather as far as millennials are concerned is the age range is actually pretty high. Like, yes. I think about 34 years old is the cutoff point for millennials. But I also read that even if you're in that age range, you don't technically, and you're not technically a millennial. I guess it's more of a mindset than like a generational name. And most people generally identify millennials as just lazy teenagers who don't want to get a job. Whereas a lot of millennials will kind of identify as teenagers who get a job that doesn't pay a good enough living wage because the baby boomers fucked up the entire housing market and made things a lot harder on other millennials.
What was them type of situation?
Yeah, it's you know, shots being fired back and forth. It's pretty entertaining to read a lot of the back and forth threads, but
yeah, and I think too there's like it's basically the American middle class. I feel like there is none anymore. So you either have like the kids that are going out there and they are achieving, so they're, you know, doing 2 jobs while going to school, or, you know, excelling at maybe one job, so they're getting good pay, or, you know, doing like a skill trade which pays really well, and you do not see, sorry, I just had a stroke, a lot of younger people doing skill trades. And then on the opposite side of that, you have kids not working but demanding all this free crap.
Yeah, I think one of the things that really breaks down to is whether or not people hear the word no when they're growing up.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a lot of people my age that I'm really not a huge fan of because they never were told no or forced to actually do anything for themselves. But
nice silver spoon life. I got a wooden spoon to the ass, let alone a silver spoon.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't abused or anything, but if I deserved an ass whooping, I definitely got one, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm all about, if you know.
And that's probably one of the things that makes it harder on society nowadays is like you have all these psychiatrists and professionals, you know, talking, if you fucking glare at your kid and it's child abuse.
Yeah.
So it's like parents are being punished for trying to discipline their kids.
Right.
I think there's a pretty obvious difference between abuse and discipline.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I'm not a parent, so I'm not judging any parents who have their own child teaching strategies.
Right.
So I'm gonna leave that out there.
We're merely spectating the game that we're watching.
Yeah,
parenthood.
speculation. But was there anything else in just like anything about millennials for you that just
it's such a celebration that when I meet that 5 to 10% of young people or people around my age that are excelling, I'm like, ooh, I need to hang out with you. I need to talk to you. Like, we need to, I'm a firm believer in, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. So you start looking at, if 3 of the 5 are crappy, bringing you down, not where you want to be, you got to start looking at your life that way and saying, this is what's bringing me down. And that's the same thing. So whenever I meet a kid who's just like crushing it, I'm like, I want your life. Let's sit down. Let's get some coffee. Let's maybe meet up once a month or so, just so I can take your brain.
Your
yeah,
ways,
exactly.
Yeah.
Be my Jedi Master.
Yeah. All right. So, I guess did we want to jump to the next topic?
Yeah, let's roll.
All right. So my first topic of the day is the one chip challenge.
Oh.
Yeah. So
more like the how's your butthole challenge.
Yeah, exactly. So for those who haven't heard of it, the one chip challenge is this, I think it started last year, it's this silly little trend where basically you can spend $5 on a single tortilla chip made with Carolina Reaper peppers. And if you don't know what those are the hottest pepper on earth, rated 2.2 million on the Scoville scale. Or for anyone like me who doesn't really know what the hell that means, they say it's about 440 times hotter than a jalapeno pepper.
Okay.
Pretty fucking hot. So I ate one of those chips on Saturday, and it was some of the most intense pain I've ever felt in my mouth and face region.
And as Jake's telling the story, I mean, it looks like he's remembering a memory of just getting his ass beaten. Like, his whole face is down, his demeanor is like, it was an experience.
I mean, like, everyone's just like, dude, that's so stupid, why the hell would you ever do that? I'm like, well, a moment of pain is a lifetime of memories. They're like, was it worth it though? I'm like, not at all.
Not at all.
But
to even put some context, I wasn't with Jake when he did this challenge, but I watched the video, and even eating the chip, like, he was wearing gloves.
Yeah. I actually have the box still, and on the back of the box, it's like, there's like all these warnings. It's just like, do not touch, do not handle children or stuff. Like, keep away from your eyes in sensitive areas. So I'm like, honestly, one of my things, I'm like, all right, I've been drinking. So
right. If
I forget to like just bare hand this thing and then I go fucking shake my junk taking a piss later, oh man, hospital visit, So
because you already, I imagine the chip had to leave you at some point.
Yeah, we'll get there. But so yeah, we wore rubber gloves when we handled these chips, and it was me and 2 other guys, 2 friends of mine.
Okay.
And the guy who was sitting next to me in the video, his name's Terry, and he was completely silent after eating this chip. I cried like a bitch. I was just whining and just talking and just like, I was like, oh, it's so awful. Oh my God. And just like my nose was running and I was trying to drink more beer to stem the fire that I was breathing.
And I think there was a third guy in the video who kept like running to a sink.
Yeah, it was my friend's brother. He was the third one who ate the chip with us. We each ate our own chip.
Okay.
Yeah, and he literally ran out of the room and stuck his head in the sink to try and like just sucking down water, and then he just reached into his fridge and pulled out a half gallon of chocolate milk and just slammed half of it. Yeah.
Well, I know milk is good, but like I'm not a scientist.
Well, it's
I don't know mathematicians.
so he ended up puking actually, but I was sitting there just whining and moaning and everything about how bad it was, and everyone's just like, oh my god, look, Jake's just sitting here like a little bitch, and Terry's over here just silent as the grave, man, just handling it like a man. And I turn and I look over at him, and we make eye contact, and there's just tears running down his face. Dude, he was like, I was like, why aren't you saying anything? He's like, it hurts to talk. It was awful.
It kind of reminds me of, have you seen that internet meme with Johnny Depp and like the little boy? And it was like, we were so wrong.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's fantastic. Like, that reminds me of Terry, like, looking at you when he can't
It was
talk. He's just like, I was so wrong.
I know, it was just the most extreme pain, but that wasn't even the worst part. I mean, we're gonna get gross for a minute and talk about the morning after. First trip to the restroom. Now, it wasn't as hot coming back out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
it's still like, sensitive skin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, like, my buddy texted me. He said he had the same problem. He's like, so, you used the bathroom yet? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I was in there for like 30 minutes. I was like, I think that's how long I cried afterwards.
Just these tears of like,
oh my gosh, dude.
Why
No,
did
it was
this?
just so funny because, like, that thing felt like a rock in my stomach. Like, I tried to, like, drink beer, and, like, I was like, all right, I'll be a hard ass and just suffer through the pain. How long could it be? Which was about 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, it did not.
It didn't go away very fast, but it sucked because it was just sitting in my gut, and it was just the most awful feeling ever. And, like, if I tried to eat or drink anything, I just felt like I was going to puke.
Your
so I just
lips
had to
look
deal
like
with
you
it.
got in a prize fight.
Yeah, I did take a picture of myself.
That we should
after
throw
that.
up on the Instagram.
Yeah,
for
we
the
should
fans.
definitely put that there. It's just my, like, tear-soaked face, and my lips are like 2 or 3 times the size they usually are.
So a normal Friday night.
Yeah.
A lot of sobbing, throat kind of hurting.
So I did a little bit of research on the internet, and there's actually there's a sauce. It's the hottest sauce in the world on the Scoville scale, anyway.
Okay.
It's called Blair's 16 mil Reserve.
Okay. So
It is
the chip
rated.
too?
Well, okay, so check it out. The chip I ate was made with pepper rated 2.2 million on the Scoville scale.
Right.
Blair's 16 million is 16 million on the Scoville scale, so about 8 times hotter than that chip I ate.
Okay.
Or
Can you even fathom
3,200 times hotter than a jalapeno. I guess they only made like 500 of them, or like 499 or something like that. I'm like, dude,
Lord.
that would kill people.
How much did it cost?
I don't know. I didn't
You didn't
delve
want to go
too
down
deep.
that road?
Probably could have, some monster would have bought it and then made us try it. But yeah, so that's the one chip challenge. I highly recommend it.
Yes.
If you have someone who claims to be a hard ass or something, just give them one of those. They're about $5 each.
There you go. That sounds amazing. Yeah, if you actually end up doing the one chip challenge, go ahead and tag us on Instagram, and we'll see how you guys do it.
Yeah.
I think it would be awesome to kind of see you guys participating. I will absolutely not do this. Hot for me to give an example of what I would consider 2 million on the hot as fuck scale would be like Taco Bell's mild.
Yeah. I'd say
Yeah.
so. I
Yeah,
mean, I saw your eyes watering from like Tostitos salsa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. No joke. Jake brought home like, what was it, medium last week?
Well, I think it maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe like one above medium. And yeah, I was literally crying eating like salsa chips. And that's how much I cannot handle spicy food.
Yeah, and I really do like spicy food.
Right.
So.
Yeah, generally.
But I cried too, so if it's any consolation. Also, I'll definitely I'll have to get my video over on our Instagram.
Oh,
so everyone
definitely.
can see me whine like a little bitch.
Oh, it's amazing. It definitely is amazing.
Yeah. All right, so what do you got next, buddy? Bring it on.
So kind of what I wanted to talk about next is like pot. How is pot still so illegal? Like, I don't get that.
Pot, huh? Well, I mean,
it's making its way around more, like being more readily available. I just don't get why.
do you think it's maybe something about like the police make a lot of money off drug busts?
It's got to be something government related that I would imagine.
But then again, there's so many people that say like if they legalize it and tax the shit out of it, they could fucking like repave the entire country or something.
Well, look at Colorado. How much money they brought in from freaking revenue or tax revenue because of that.
That I do not know. I honestly I don't care if people do it, but I don't do it myself, so I don't really spend too much time researching it.
Right.
It's I mean, yeah, I totally agree though. Like I don't understand why it's illegal at all.
Yeah.
It's honestly, like as someone who drinks a large quantity of alcohol, I could say, full disclosure, I think alcohol is way more dangerous than marijuana.
Oh, 100%.
Because you never hear about someone who just fucking smoked like 3 bowls and just walked into a bar and just attacked someone for no reason.
Yeah.
They're generally like, bro, I can't get off the couch.
Or like if I'm like, say I'm at a party and, you know, one of my friends is stoned and one of my friends is drunk and we're like, oh, we need more beer. I'm taking the guy who's stoned.
Yeah.
It'll take us twice as long, but we'll get there and we'll be super safe.
Still don't recommend driving under the influence of any substance.
Absolutely.
But,
I mean, we'll listen to a lot of Incubus.
yeah, I feel like any pot related automobile accidents would be like someone taps your bumper doing like 3.5 miles an hour.
Yeah. It's almost what I imagine like a Canadian accent to be. Oh,
Hiya,
sorry.
guy.
Sorry.
Sorry, buddy.
I hit your bumper. Oh, don't worry about it.
Whenever I think Canadians at this point, I just think the South Park Canadians.
Oh,
hey, buddy. Sorry, guy.
Oh, the fucking Mounties.
I'm not your guy, buddy.
South Park's amazing.
Yeah, I just like it.
How's the fractured butthole going?
Oh, I beat it yesterday.
Nice.
That's the South Park game, by the way.
Yeah, not Jake.
We're not talking about the Reaper
Carolina
Challenge. But yes, the game's very fun. Highly recommend it. Definitely not for kids.
Just like the podcast.
Yeah, so
if you enjoy the podcast, you'll enjoy the fractured butthole.
But then again, kids play it because who the fuck are we kidding?
Do they still do like the date checking when you buy like a mature game?
I was told by someone who worked at a GameStop that like video games are more regulated than like even tobacco and pornography.
Jeez, a little.
Yeah, it's just parents who their kids, you know, want to play all sorts of video games. Like I'm just gonna throw out a title and say Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call it, online daycare.
Yeah, I mean we have the most amount of 12-year-olds.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of little kids that play, and their parents get all offended when you tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you bought your kid a mature game.
Yeah.
And he's 7.
Yeah. Like, what did you expect him to do?
Also, there's literally a disclaimer when they turn it on. It says online interaction, not rated by the ESRB.
Yeah.
Speaking of the ESRB, did you know what game caused that to get started?
Mortal Kombat?
It was Mortal Kombat, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that started the ESRB rating system.
I was gonna go with Grand Theft Auto, but then I'm like, it's gotta be way older than that.
No, Grand Theft Auto had its own interesting little way to get publicity, though. And that was, they actually paid people to run smear campaigns against it, saying how bad it was.
That's genius.
Yes. Like, people, like, they paid a ton of different people to spread rumors and shit, like, that it was just the most vile and just horrible game.
For more publicity.
Yeah, for the publicity and people to be like, oh, I really kind of want to see how bad it is.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Actually, so something kind of similar that happened. So there is a skateboarder. Do you know who Ryan Sheckler is?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, so he's a professional skateboarder. He came into skateboarding when he was super young. I want to say like very young teenager, and just kind of blew up on the scene. Like he was just doing tricks that were amazing. and he was so young, kind of almost like the Justin Bieber. Like he was
Oh yeah, he's like 19 or something.
Yeah, he was so popular, and he just had all this money. And even when I was younger, I wasn't a huge fan of him. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of respected things that he did. But so he was the same. Like so many people hated him because he was amazing, but he had all this money and he was doing crazy shit. But come to find out, so there was this one company that was making all these fuck Sheckler t-shirts. Like, fuck Ryan Sheckler. Like,
oh, he started it?
And he ran the company. And I'm like, that's genius.
Fucking...
I was like, so much respect for, like, that thinking of that level of I'm like, that's genius. I love that so much.
That's when you gotta do some fucking research, man.
Yeah.
Now, if I buy a Fuck Biebs t-shirt, I have to make sure that he's not the primary shareholder.
That's true. That's true. God, Justin Bieber.
So, that was all about pot. And we totally got sidetracked, but so you're
just like smoking.
Yeah. Well, so basically, as far as marijuana is concerned, you're saying it should be legal.
I'm saying hell yeah, it should be legal.
I agree.
I'm almost at the point of everything. Like, make everything legal.
And just let fucking natural selection filter out the idiots.
Exactly.
I
want to go to 7-Eleven and be
can...
like, I want an 8-ball of Coke and, you know...
No.
Purple Kush.
No.
I think that's how it should be.
No. Marijuana, I can agree with. But them motherfuckers aren't like flipping cars like some crazy asshole taking PCP.
It's true.
So, marijuana, sure, it mellows you out. That's fine.
Makes food taste better.
Not as bad as alcohol. We can all agree there.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
So, legalize that shit. As far as your debating for your campaigning for the legalization of black tar heroin, cocaine, PCP, LSD, ecstasy, and said other drugs that I don't know the names of because I'm not hip and hap now. Yeah, that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Not on the 7-Eleven train. All right, I'm cool with that.
All right. So the last topic, since it is October 30th.
Dun dun dun.
I figured I'd bring up your just completely unreasonable fear of horror movies.
Oh, fuck horror movies.
Yeah, so...
I don't even want the light to be off in this room right now, because that would be too dark.
So Paul doesn't watch any horror movies.
Not at all.
Like, doesn't even give them a chance. Like, I think the scariest show he's watched is Supernatural.
And even then, I get a little
scared.
Apprehensive.
Yeah, so at first I thought you were just a pussy.
Right.
But there actually is a legitimate condition
Oh.
for the fear of being afraid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what it's called?
Being a bitch.
Phobia.
Phobia? Oh.
Yeah, and by the way, my source is healthresearchfunding.org. So it's an organization.
Dictionary.com.
Yes. No, this is a legitimate fucking website, I think. But yeah, so they call it phobia, and it's fear of being afraid, which I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But, then again, you could just be a tremendous bitch.
I could be.
Yeah. I love watching horror movies because, I don't know, it gets my heart going, the whole shebang. I will say I don't like...
record that Jake also likes putting massive amount of hot things down his throat.
Yeah.
So decision making on your part might not be that great.
Fair enough. That's a valid argument that I don't make the best decisions. As far as modern horror movies, though,
yes,
you could watch them; you'd be fine.
See, so the one that did it for me was Jeepers Creepers, and that was like and I want to say that was the last horror movie that I watched, but it wasn't, because I've actually seen 2 since then.
Yeah.
But I kind of discount them because the one that I saw, I believe it was Halloween 2.
Which one? The remake?
I can't remember. It was the dude that had he pulls the face mask on. And kills...
Yeah, but there's for the Halloween movies.
Michael Myers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Halloween fucking started as God, there must have been 7 or 8 movies in the original run. What? And then Rob Zombie remade them and made 2 of his own.
So I saw this one probably in 2000, say 7-ish?
Probably Rob Zombie then, because the Halloween movies were Jamie Lee Curtis in her heyday. So
And the only reason I watched it is I was like, I'm the only, because everybody was like, we're going to see some other movie. I can't remember what the movie was, but then they're like, oh no, we're seeing this movie. And I was like, fuck all of you guys.
Twilight.
I'm not, yeah, exactly. Rob Patterson. And so everybody was like, no, you have to watch this movie. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to go across the street and buy vodka. So I bought a fifth. And I want to say I drank like half of it before going into the movie. And I'm, super young at this point, 16, 17. And so I walk in the movie and I'm like lit up. Like I shouldn't be drinking that much alcohol back then.
Yeah.
So I am just super drunk. So I am screaming at the screen. And luckily for me, there was this amazing black woman behind me who was also yelling at the screen. And me and her together were just having this
narrating.
Well, we were like, no, motherfucker, what? Do not open the door. Why is she falling? And we were like high-fiving and shit and just having an amazing time because I was not having any of the movie and neither was she. And it was like, that was the greatest thing ever. So I don't super count that. And then the other scary movie that I saw was,
Scary movie in quotes.
Yeah. Insidious?
Oh, I'll give you that one.
I think it's called.
Yeah, a lot of people say that movie's really scary.
Where I think something where their son was possessed and then they went into like a demon world or something. Spoilers, whatever. It's been out for a long
Yeah, the movie's been out for a while.
But, so 3 days before that, I had got my tonsils taken out. So I was like, and I had like liquid hydrocodone or oxycodone.
Dude, you're on drugs when you see scary movies every time.
Every single, that's why I don't know.
That's the only way you get convinced.
So the only one that I've seen like not screwed out of my mind was Jeepers Creepers. And that was what did it. And I'm just, no, sir.
Really?
No scary
Jeepers Creepers. I was like Justin Long back before he was a person. Back before anyone saw Dodgeball, you know?
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Yeah, it's just like I still have that vivid image of just his eyes being ripped out at the end, and then and that's how it.
And he looks through the back of
it pulls out, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So that was just way too intense for me.
Yeah, I think I was like traumatized as a kid from scary movies. Like, I saw a lot of like just absolutely horrifying movies when I was really little. There's a lot of really good old school like classic scary movies. Like,
see, I think the older ones are scarier than the new.
I
stuff.
agree 100%.
Yeah,
like The Shining, the original one.
Yes,
that movie fucking scared the shit out of me.
Or like the original Exorcist.
The Exorcist, the Halloween movies, the early Halloween movies. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, like they had like huge franchises built around these really cool fucking characters. Like Freddy Krueger's an awesome fucking super villain, pretty much.
Definitely.
But man, I have not seen a scary movie that's come out in like, I don't know, probably the last 10 years that has been even worth watching.
Yeah, sure, because like obviously, so my wife's really into scary movies. My best friends are, and my little sister. So, I mean, basically everybody besides me.
Y'all shoot me some recommendations then, because I can't find a decent one. And if anyone says It Follows is a good scary movie,
isn't that the STD one?
It is a public service announcement about herpes.
Wife was telling me about that one.
There is no way around it. This movie is literally about someone who gets fucked in a car, and then this dude who fucked her tells her, he's like, hey, now that we had sex, there's going to be this thing. And it's going to follow you around until you have sex with someone else and give it to them.
So an STD.
So it's an STD, yeah. The dark foreboding thing of this movie is the personification
of an STD.
Of a sexually transmitted killer.
Yeah. Well, if you guys are listening to this and you follow us on either Instagram or Facebook, go ahead and comment with your scariest movie or your scariest movie recommendation.
Oh, yeah.
And Jake will watch it.
Yeah.
And I'll drink beer.
Yeah.
In another room with some teddy bears or like something cute.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe your boyfriend will hold you.
So ever so tightly.
Yeah. So, I guess call that rant a wrap.
Rant a wrap.
So, do we want to move on to the Would You Rathers?
Oh, I like that. I'll definitely have you start.
I get to start?
You get to start.
All right, Paul. So, would you rather
Okay.
have quadruplets now
Okay.
or a baby at age 65?
I'm going to say quadruplets now.
Just out of curiosity, identical or fraternal?
Fraternal.
Fraternal.
Fraternal would be cool.
I guess that's like 1 in 800,000 odds. And
Wow.
identical is like 1 in 11 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But, so, why quadruplets? Why would you not want to have a baby at George Clooney's baby having age?
It's just too
He had
old
twins, too.
to put into time to have a kid, you know? And then, so they graduate and I'm maybe dead.
Fucking 83.
Yeah, I'm maybe dead. Let's be super honest about that. Or, you know, I'm 85. Like,
I just picked, like, I agree with you. Like, honestly, me as a parent, I'd probably need a couple identical spares, you know, just for stunt babies.
Definitely.
Because I'm just, like, atrociously bad with children. Not that I don't like them or anything, I just have no idea what I'm doing around them. So,
Yeah.
like, I'd need one. So,
They're a
like,
lot more durable
I'd need,
than you think.
yeah, I need like a practice one, and then when that one gets a little too broken or worn out, I
Couple
can just switch
backups.
over to a new one. Yeah, I'll just name them all Jake Jr.
I like it.
And then whichever one, you know, survives the crucible of me trying to
So
care
you got
for
your
it.
JJs. JJ1, JJ2, JJ3.
Yeah, it'd be like George Foreman.
Yeah, I like it.
Named all of his kids, including his daughter, George Foreman.
Is that real?
That's a real thing.
Oh, wow. There's so many things I feel about that. Just don't understand.
Yeah, so I definitely have, like, I'm not even going to tell you what I would answer to it because I just wanted to hear your answer.
God, that is, yeah, that's just too
But
old.
can you just imagine, like, 65, you know, so your kid's like 12 years old or whatever, finally getting into, like, sports programs and stuff, you know, like, enjoyable sports programs, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to teach him to throw a ball. He's 12, you're what, 77?
Throwing out your back
throw
on
your
a
back
pitch.
out, tossing a baseball.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause I remember when I was growing up, my dad like played volleyball with us and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was like just trying to picture him like me at age 10 and him being, you know, 75 years old or whatever. All right, son. Here's how you throw your fastball.
Oh, yeah. Playing sports with dads are so cool. Just kind of a little sidebar. Like, I remember getting my ass beat by my dad in just everything. But you remember, like, when you finally started to win?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, man.
I grew up with a ping pong table.
Okay.
And my dad just brutalized me and my brothers
Right.
at it. And, like...
So he didn't let you win?
No, never
God-
even... Like, he
God
never
bless him.
even went... He never held back even a little bit.
Right.
Okay, so... We had this ping pong table for probably 10 years.
Nice.
And so... I mean, after a few years of playing that alone, like, we were starting to get a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to play tennis.
Okay.
I played tennis through high school. I played rugby as well, so it kind of,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
evened out the spectrum that people might have thought I was on there.
Yeah.
You know, but
You know,
so
your wrists were just really
Yeah.
strong.
yeah, strong wrists. But yeah, so I got like ridiculous at ping pong, and I was just, hey, Dad.
Did you love Forrest Gump?
Yeah, it was a huge inspiration for me.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, so I just one day I'm like, hey, Dad, why don't you play me in some ping pong? And just freaking Forrest Gumped him, you know, just fucking demolished him.
That's awesome.
And
Did you call
then,
him Lieutenant Dan from that day?
well, no, come to find out, he had an ace in the hole as well.
Oh.
He calls his buddy that lives down the street from us. This guy's name is Jim.
To kick your ass.
Well, he fucking shows up, and I'm like, Jim, you play ping pong? He's like, yeah, it's been a little while, though. Go easy on me. I'm like, all right. So, come to find out, this guy literally played ping pong with the Chinese Olympic team.
Wow. So like my height guys.
Like, fucking the best in the world. That's where he learned to play. I don't know what the context or the logic behind it was or how he even ended up doing it.
That's amazing.
But yeah, he absolutely fucking just demolished me.
That's amazing.
He's like, that was fun, man. I wish I'd have done better. You really worked me over pretty good. I'm like, you fucking whooped my ass.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, me and I didn't really play a lot of traditional sports, so I was homeschooled growing up, or as I like to say, home teached. So I didn't have a ton of opportunity to play like sports. So I played golf for a lot of years, and I was actually really competitive at golf. And then one day, I picked up a paintball gun, and that just ruined everything. Should have stuck with golf. That's where all the money is. You know, you can play till you're 65, having another kid.
Yeah, 65 when you have your first baby.
And, but I picked up a paintball gun, and it just, like, consumed me. And I have an addictive personality, but this was just something that just, like, took over my life, like my veins in my heart. And, so when we started playing, my dad would just demolish me because he had, like, no fear. And I was super fearful. I started playing when I was, like, 12 or 11.
Yeah, and getting shot by one of those things.
Yeah, it hurts.
That freaking hurts. Yeah, I played paintball when I was young, too.
And my dad would just, like, mow me down. And I remember when I finally started, like, being able to beat... And it was just, like, the coolest thing ever to beat his ass.
Yeah.
But then to, like, come completely full circle. So now my dad's, like, playing cornhole. And I'm competitive asshole at anything. And so now he's into cornhole. And so I try to beat him. Fucking can't beat him again. I'm like, God, this is something else that I gotta learn how to do.
I got beat by a legitimate, like, 12-year-old at cornhole. This year.
I really want to build a set for the house. No, we're gonna build a set for the house.
This kid, like, does, like, actual, like, fucking leagues.
Yeah,
like,
my dad
tournaments
too, yeah.
with his fucking dad. I'm like, what the? This is a fucking 4th of July party.
Like, this is some bullshit.
I was like, what the hell, kid?
Did you start giving him some drinks?
Fuck no, he's 12.
I mean, if I'm losing,
he was talking shit the whole time too. I was about to drop them beanbags. Like, all right, kid, take it to my territory.
So he's my height. He's 12.
Can't win if your arms are broken, motherfucker.
Oh, that's amazing.
All right, I think it's your turn. Lay it on me.
All right, Mr. Jake. So my would you rather is, would you rather eat a whole bag of those one chip challenge bag? Like, so you have a Tostitos bag of that.
Okay.
Or suck one dick.
I'd suck a dick. I'd suck 2 dicks for that. Like, seriously, not even fucking, no debate there.
Yeah.
It's just skin.
Yeah, it's just skin. I really want that to be a shirt so bad. It's just skin. That was like the best thing I've heard.
No, seriously, like,
if you're just tuning into the podcast, listen to episode
2.
2?
Yeah, it was definitely 2. That was when Josh was there, because his rebuttal was until you get to the creamy filling.
It's true.
Which, again, goes back to the politeness. Like, tap me on the ear or something.
Yeah.
You know, let's
just
have a signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can just...
I hear you breathing quicker. I know.
And, by the way, like, do I have to go to completion? Like, do I have to... I mean, what are the rules, man?
Good stipulation. I did not add that.
Yeah, so... I'm just going to pretend no.
There you go.
Or near close.
And I guess my answer for that would be is I still haven't built a bridge.
Yeah. There you go. No, seriously, dude, a bag of those. Like, one, that would be really expensive. Like, we're talking a bag of tortilla chips is like, what, like $3 or something?
You can get them on sale for $2.50 for 2.
One of the one chip challenge tortillas is $5.
Yeah.
So, put like 80 of those in a bag. It's what, $400 bag of chips?
And like I said, I was home teach.
That'd be a really expensive
bag of chips.
You're like, well, Jake, you can eat these chips or suck my dick. I'd be like, what are you gonna do with the chips? Well,
how do you like it?
Like, take them. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Better at blowing though, buddy.
Well, I think that's kind of wrapping it up. Again, we are live on basically every social media now. So Facebook and Instagram are Jake Paul Podcast. Name will be changing when we kind of figure something out. As well as we are live on SoundCloud and iTunes. Again, comment if you have anything you guys want to say or reach out to us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we keep giving everyone, a chance to jump in. We'd love to hear from everyone. Tell us how you feel about any of the topics. If you like how we formatted it this week, which decision you would rather do.
Yes.
I'd like to be the only guy who says he would gladly suck a dick over eating a bag of chips.
Yes.
But yeah, so definitely reach out to us, give us a listen, tell your friends about us. We really appreciate anyone who has listened so far.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
And so I guess that'll about do it for this week. We'll definitely try and hammer out like a legitimate schedule pretty soon here.
Yeah, we really haven't been, great with scheduling and stuff. So our goal at least is one podcast a week. And when we get that finalized as a day, we'll let you guys know for sure.
Yep, but anyway, thanks again for listening. My name's Jake.
I'm Paul.
Have a good one.